This is the first video about sessions in Django, and in this video I will show you more information about settings and how you can set up your session backend and things like that, how you configure it. And then in the next lesson we will actually try to see how you can use it, for example in views or in shell. So by default Django already has sessions enabled. You can see it here in middleware. If you want to, for example, turn off sessions, you can comment it out or just delete it. And also you can delete sessions from the installed apps. But of course usually you want to use sessions, so by default Django provides them in your settings already. And what you can do, you can change session engine. For example, by default we use just a simple database backend for sessions, which is defined here in installed apps. And we might also, for example, change session engine in settings if you want some more interesting stuff here. For example, you might want to have cached, simple cached session engine. In this case, you provide in session engine settings Django contrib sessions backend cache. So this is simple cached engine. If you want persistent cached engine, you might want to change it to cached database. If you want to have file-based session engine, you write file here. And in this case, you can also specify the file location for this engine. You do it by using this setting, session file path, and here you can define the file path if you use file-based session engine. And you can also use cookie-based session engine. In this case, you change it to signed cookies. So whichever session engine you use is your choice, that you should have reasons to choose. But sometimes, for example, you might not have default session engine which takes into account all your requirements. So sometimes you want to create your own session engine, and I have already created here in my administration folder custom engine. Basically this is very simple engine, but it adds this account ID here to session information. And if you write your own session engine, you can specify it in settings. You just specify the path to the file. In my case is administration custom engine. And in this case you will use your own custom engine. A few more things that I wanted to show you is, for example, this setting option. By default it is false, so session object is saved only when you change it somehow, but sometimes you want to save session on every request, and for that you write for this option true. Other option that might be interesting to you is session expire at browser close, which is by default false. So by default, for example, if you store session information about a user and you don't want user to log in every time to your website, your session should persist, after browser is closed. But If you have your reasons to delete session after the user closes the browser, you can set it to true. But of course you have to have your reasons to do that. And one more thing that I wanted to show you is how you can clear your sessions. So by default, Django does not clear your sessions automatically, and it does not have this functionality, so you need to clear your sessions by yourself. And one way to do it is using your simple manage PI file with command clear sessions. And if you use this command, then your sessions will be cleared. And basically you need to do it from time to time, because otherwise the sessions will be stored and stored and stored, and it will take too much space, so you need to clear sessions sometimes.